Yes.
It's recording, I think. You see it saying recording?
Mhm.
Hi, everybody. I am Nicole, and I am co-owner of Fit for Mom, Greater Northwest Chicago Suburbs. And I have Megan, our longtime amazing Run Club coach with us. And this is going to be really informal, but a couple of you asked for some input and insight into our Run Club and what has made it successful. So Megan and I put together a quick presentation with hopefully lots of information, and we'll explain a little bit of it, but then always know that you can reach out to us with any questions you have. So real fast, just to give you a quick background, Kristen and I bought about 4 years ago in July. And given the fact that we lived in Chicago, we definitely did not launch Run Club right away, but instead waited until about 7 to 8 months later, and we launched our very first Run Club in April of 2017 with Megan leading the charge, even way back when. What we will tell you is that we started with only 3 moms. And the reason we did that is because we had launched Body Back a couple months prior with only 2 moms. And by the second session, it doubled. By the third session, it tripled. So we knew that starting from scratch and starting with a small number was still worth it, because word of mouth goes a long way. So even way back then, Megan and Kristen and I were super committed to giving even those 3 moms the very best experience, in hopes that they would tell their friends and that they would re-sign up, and our program would continue to grow. So it's a huge testament to Megan that the 2 of the 3 moms that were with us for that very first Run Club session back in April of 2017 are still part of our Run Club and have pretty much never missed a session, unless going on maternity leave kept them from that. And the 1 mom who isn't still with us is only not still with us because she moved to Florida. So pretty amazing testament. So just know that as you're watching this, and as if you hear Megan and I talk about the huge Run Club that we currently have, we just started a couple days ago with 34 moms, know that that didn't happen overnight. We're 3 years later. So please, don't feel discouraged, because it is successful whether you have 3 moms or 33 moms. So let's get straight into it. There's some of our moms. We had a local mom make them Sunday Run Day shirts, because we run on Sundays. What I will tell you is that Kristen and I and Megan all agreed from the very beginning that we wanted to run a fully supported Run Club. When we started in 2017, there actually wasn't a lot of information out there of the different types of Run Clubs from Fit for Mom. So we just immediately assumed it meant live in-person runs. So we have always offered fully supported Run Club Plus, and we meet once a week. And this is kind of our main ways that we run it. We meet on Sunday mornings. We strongly suggest 1 cross-training class per week. We warm up together, we cool down together, and Megan makes sure that during those Sunday runs, no runner is ever left behind, and that they always at least have 1 mom running with them. The reason I'm going to start with, and Megan, we're going to talk about our fully supported Run Club, is because when we get to the end and we show you what our virtual looks like now, you will realize that it really doesn't look all that much different. So we'd rather start showing you how we started, and now how we've taken what we always did and very easily transition that into a successful virtual Run Club. So for us, what's included in our fully supported Run Club Plus is the once a week live Sunday run with Megan and the rest of the Run Club mamas, 1 cross-training pass a week with a strong suggestion to include Strides 360 now that it's part of Fit for Mom programming. Megan hosts a kickoff meeting, and then we have a private Facebook group, which each of these components Megan will talk about as we go through this presentation. Megan also leads a weekly group check-in via Zoom. If we are running in person, a lot of times that turns into Starbucks after a Sunday run, and everybody who can heads over to the local Starbucks or coffee shop and chats and catches up. And then of course we include the runner's manual and the weekly Emma emails. All right, so Megan, take it away. How do you organize Run Club and the Facebook page?
All right, so when we do our 8-week sessions, I break up each week by a different topic. So for instance, for week 1 is getting to know you. So I have each runner introduce themselves. Who are they a mom to? We go through the entire runner's manual and they fill out what's needed and what they need to order, and or if they have never wore a Fitbit phone case, then they need to order that. And what is it like to run with a water bottle? We really dive into talking about running form for the first week. And so each day is broken down to a different article that is posted on running form, as well as I always start my sessions off with a timed mile as an assessment. And then we do it again at the end of the 8-week. So a timed mile is, it could be walking, jogging, it could be running, or it could be full out sprint. Because again, all runners are different in their experience. And I really stress to every runner, if it's a 7-minute mile or a 20-minute mile, still is a timed mile, and a mile is a mile. And as it's listed below, here's a list of what we do cover. So training gear, nutrition, cross training and recovery, the different types of runs. So there's always speed runs, tempo runs, hill runs, and I will try to incorporate a hill run on every, during our runs. A speed run, virtually we did that, where they had to do a tempo run where they would sprint, then jog, then sprint or walk to get used to that. We talk about strength training, so that's where we really dive into even more cross training activities that they can take, again, to cover cross training, but then also, you know, what can they do? Body Ignite is a huge one for that, so we encourage them to show up to those classes as well. And then we talk about running common injuries. So by now they're really feeling, oh, I should have ordered those new shoes. My feet are hurting. My IT hurts. What are those? What can you do for that? So we talk about how to cope with those, or what they need to change to fix that. And then we are always encouraging to try a yoga class. We have had a yoga instructor kind of walk through some stretching techniques, and just as a fun activity, the moms can attend a yoga class on their own time. And then always week 8 is our race week. So we talk about how to prepare for the race, the do's and the don'ts, and we do the timed mile again, plus the race. And the timed mile at the end really shows the progress that they've made. So one thing I do on our Facebook post is I really have accountability check-ins. So every day, every week, we have a topic that we really focus on. So for instance, water post. So we do water Wednesdays. So you have to drink your water in your ounces per body weight. Yes. And so I will post 3 to 4 times a day on Wednesday, and they have to then tag their bestie on their water. So it could be a picture of themselves chugging a water bottle. It could be just, I've drank 25 ounces today. It could be, I've had none, I've only had coffee. And then you tag your bestie, Nicole. Nicole, get on drinking. And then Nicole will post below on the whole thread. And it really gets everyone engaged. I think yesterday, just then, well, today's Thursday, we're taping this on Thursday, but on Wednesday, when we did our Water Wednesday, I think on one thread, I had 75 comments just about water. And it really keeps people accountable too, because I mean, between all of us, we could sit there and drink coffee all day long, but water fuels your body. So here's a couple ideas. I also post memes or little pictures just to encourage them to drink them as I am tagging them, as well as the other selfies and daily steps and everything. So just some ideas for accountability. Examples again of our daily themes. So I have broken it up into different themes for each day for the week. So for instance, Mondays is Motivational Mondays. So we really dive into what is a favorite quote of yours. What is your Monday mantra? So we talk about mantras during the middle of the session, but then they really keep that with them going forward. And why do I run? So they post, I run for sanity. I run because it's cheaper than therapy. I run because I want to be with my friends. And then we also do Thankful Thursday. And so Thankful Thursday is something where they can comment about anything. I am thankful for technology. I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my husband who's home, can help with the kids so I can go for an early morning run. It could be really anything. And again, it gets the moms connected, especially virtually, and gets them talking to each other. So I feel like when you are sharing your favorite quote, they save these quotes and they'll post them in their own personal stories and just keep with them for a long time. Freaky Friday with friends, we really try to dive in and check in with your besties and your non-besties. So for instance, if you have a group of 2 or 3 that is your bestie, but you know someone else is really struggling out there, those moms can check in and then they post about it. I checked in with so-and-so today and they are doing great. And just to get them, everyone connected again, because we are one big happy running family.
Megan, can I cut in for a second? Can you explain your reason behind choosing besties? Like, how do you choose a bestie? Just random?
So I'll be honest, I'd completely do it random. This session with 34 runners, I really took some thought into it, and I put a newbie with a advanced or experienced runner, and then also ones that have done a couple sessions before. So again, like Nicole said, the 2 runners that have been with me since the beginning, those are my experienced long-term. Then we have the hardcore runners, and then we have some runners this session that have never ever run a mile. And so I really make sure that we have a experience with a brand new runner, and then the besties are for each other to talk to. So as we are virtually right now, it makes a big difference because you're not seeing these people. You're not running with that person when you usually on our Sundays. And when we were meeting live, we never let a runner run left behind. So even if you are having a rough day, if you woke up and you're not feeling good, that advanced runner, that experienced runner is running with that mom or walking with that mom that had a rough night. And it's, again, I think it shows that we're all in this together. And so I do it randomly because I think big things, our village is so large, which is amazing. And you don't know every mom, and it gets to know them, and everyone's in their own running experience, running boat. They want to learn from each other. And we lean on each other. And that's why the besties, I think, are so important. So besides my daily check-ins with our group, we also have weekly challenges. So I kind of dove in a little bit a water challenge, which I last for a week at times. We also do a wall sit challenge, so that I always focus our challenges for core and strength challenges for running. So for instance, a wall sit challenge, it really works your quads and your hamstrings. And so what I do is for a week, they have to do a minute wall sit every day. Some days I'll throw in there, you need to do a minute wall sit 3 times that day. And it just, again, they post a selfie, they post it on the page under the wall sit page or the post, and we just keep it going. Scavenger hunt is something new that I just started. And again, I think it really, it was fun. It got the families out. So basically it was a scavenger hunt that I listed about 7 to 10 things that they needed to find on their run or a walk with their family. So I personally did it with my kids and my husband, and we walked about 3 miles that day, just finding these fun items. So it's a yellow flower. It's a fire hydrant. It's a fire truck. It's an American flag. And you take pictures of it, and then you keep going. So we had some moms do this while they were running, and again, others while they were walking, and it encouraged their healthy lifestyle for their family too. Because our moms are all different levels. So some are pushing strollers, some are running by themselves, and some don't like to run unless you're the assigned homework. So this was also a way to get out there one more day and move your body and encourage your children to come with you. So what I do in the beginning of the week is I always encourage the clients to post their weekly schedule. So this is a post basically of what I post on Mondays, and I will ask all the moms to post what their run day is and add any training that they're going to be, cross training that they're going to be doing. And we always emphasize cross training with stroller stride, stroller bar, 360, body back or body ignite, but also obviously suggest yoga as well. So here's 2 examples of 2 moms in our session that are listing what they're going to do for the week. And some moms, as you can see, list the mileage that they're going to be doing, and others just list run. But as you can see, we always suggest running 2 to 3 times a week, and I assign the homework and the miles on Sundays. So once again, here's another self-explanatory, just an example of our Facebook post. So this is week 8. You completed all weeks of Summer Run Club. I'm proud of you. And then is basically, let's wrap up this week with some fun. So that here is, again, this is week 8, so don't think I'm absolutely crazy, but here's our whole list of what we had to do for week 8. So, you know, the mile run, the plank, and the wall sit challenge, the water challenge, the mantra for running. So again, listing that out. And you have, when I list this, you obviously have a certain day to lift your mantra, but I also encourage, if you don't get it done on Tuesday, post it on Wednesday. We want to see it. And I will hold each mom accountable, and I will call people out to get them to keep in contact with the Facebook page. Because as we all know, a quiet Facebook page, you're doing all the work and no one's responding. So really encourage moms to talk. One thing you are proud of in the last 8 weeks, so that could be, you know, I didn't miss a weekly homework assignment. I drank my water every day. And then also was to attend a 360 on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and the run club when we were meeting live as well. So that's just an example.
Real fast, Megan, how often do you check in with your moms outside of the private Facebook page, as far as text messaging, private Facebook message, etc.?
I pretty much check in with 2 to 3 moms every day. Every day would be different moms. If I notice that I haven't seen them commenting on the page, or they haven't really been engaged, I will text them, I will call them, just to keep them going. I know a lot, obviously right now in our time, there's a lot of moms that are working full-time from home, that are helping with school full-time, and then trying to manage everything else. So I really try to check in and keep them engaged. And then also, if a mom is struggling, we will talk on the phone while we're getting our runs in, which is also very helpful. So I shoot for 2 to 3 moms a day. So here's another example of the week in our different themes. So this goes back to, like I said, for week 1, we're talking about running form. So as you can see, let's pick on, let's do Tuesday. So for instance, we continued on form, just a couple more articles that were not posted on Monday, and it goes from anything. It could go from running with a stroller, it's running while pregnant, it's activities for kids while running. What can you do with the kids when they're sitting in the stroller? If you have a child that's riding a bike, what can you do to keep them entertained? So again, it's playing I Spy, it's counting how many yellow flowers you see, whatever it is. Then you have your selfie post. So that's one other thing, that every time a mom finishes a run or a cross-training workout, they need to post a selfie of themselves and then post it on Facebook. I will also do a Facebook Live video a couple times during the week, so that I can just reiterate, I'm here to help you. Again, please read the articles, give me a thumbs up when you've read them. Please reach out. They all have my phone number, they all have my email, they can Facebook me, whatever they need if they have any questions. And as you can see, it goes down the week of what we're going to be talking about, and it's a little bit different. Sunday, we'll talk about Sunday real quick, is Sunday Run Day. And so we always, for our session, we always are running, and each run has to be done before 11 or 12 a.m. or p.m. right now. With virtually, that's how it's changed. When we were meeting live, we would all meet at 6:30 a.m. Then I will also be doing a Zoom call to stretch and recap and chat about our run. How did everybody feel? How, you know, does something hurt today? You know, it's raining today. Did anyone wear a new hat? How's it feeling? And then also we'll post later on in the day about a training plan for the next week, so everyone can make their weekly plan Sunday night before going into Monday.
Okay, so that was a lot of information, a lot of great information, and we will touch in a couple slides how it's changed a little bit virtually, and Megan touched on that. But again, anything, if your mind is like spinning, reach out to Megan. She's phenomenal, and she will absolutely help you with where she finds her articles and all that type stuff. All right, so the business end, so Run Club pricing. We have run the gamut over the last 3 years because the program has changed over the last 3 years, and Megan can attest to this as far as what's been laid out from corporate. So what we have found most recently over the last 2-3 Run Club sessions that we've hosted is that it makes the most sense to just pick a formula and stay with it, because when we can, just like with Body Back, when we can fit in a smaller run club session, we will. So rather than just choosing a random price tag, we kind of came up with a formula. So our full price Run Club Plus formula is about $20 to $22 per week. So if you are not a current client of ours, that includes 8 Sunday runs, 8 cross-training classes, and then 100% of Megan's coaching, you know, the accountability page, all that stuff. Right now, it includes not 8 cross-training passes, but 2 months worth of our virtual unlimited pass. So it's actually a much bigger value right now for the same amount of money. Our formula for the sale price is about $18 per week. So that's kind of where it is. So if it's an 8-week session, there's the price. If it's a 6-week session, we do the exact same formula, but we multiply times 6, not 8. So same thing if you wanted to do a 5. This is what works for us in the Chicagoland area. Obviously, depending on where you are across the country, you know what your moms are willing to spend, you know what your other pricing for your other sessions or your other memberships are, and the cost of living. So this is just kind of an explanation of, you know, finding that formula and what's going to be included and feeling comfortable with it, whether it's a 5-week, a 6-week, or an 8-week session. I think we've even done one 10-week session before, and we've used this formula. And real fast, the way we decide that is just basically, I mean, before virtual, we used to, Megan and I would sit down and we'd find a great race and we'd count backwards. So sometimes that meant like it was a 10-week session. Sometimes that meant it was an 8-week session. And then sometimes we would take no break because we'd go straight into a 6-week so we could get into the next really good race. So that's kind of where our heads are at when we're deciding between the number of weeks a session is going to be. But they're always even. We always are 6, 8, or 10. Member pricing, if a client currently holds a pass with us that is going to cover those cross-training classes, then we create a coupon code for them at about $9-ish per week. So this time it was 8 weeks, which technically would be 72, but that just sounded like a weird number, so we rounded up and we did 75. All right, so our sales strategy, we sell in 2 phases for Run Club. We start about 4 weeks before the first run date, and we do flash sale in phase 1. It's only for 48 hours. It's only for new clients. Phase 2, it's full price, and we'll sell it all the way up until the day Run Club starts. Megan does typically run a kickoff meeting about 4 to 5 days before Run Club starts. So if somebody joins after the meeting has happened, then she'll set up a time to meet with them or talk to them privately so she can catch them up. And we do send out emails for both phases. All right, Virtual Run Club Plus. So why did we start by telling you everything we did from the fully supported and the live Sunday runs? It's because literally everything Megan just talked about stays exactly the same for virtual, except that we no longer meet on Sunday mornings. And what Megan has set in place, and she alluded to this a little bit, is now how to still make it feel like a Sunday morning run is moms are required to check in on the Facebook page or at least a private text to Megan by 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings. She gives them about an hour to an hour and a half grace period, and then she'll start tracking them down. But the other great thing is that because she set up those besties, Megan's not the only one tracking those mamas down. Their besties are too. So that all stays the same. So as you can see, everything that Megan talked about having on the private Run Club Facebook page stays the same. Megan's coaching and training and the accountability from her and the other moms stays the same in virtual. The cross-training classes that are offered and included stay the same. Actually, for us, it's more because we gave these moms the full access to our virtual memberships. So they aren't just getting 4 a month or 1 a week. They can be going to 5, 6, 7 classes a week. So in virtual, they're actually getting a little more from the cross-training aspect. Runner's manual, still getting. Group accountability, still getting. Email, still getting. And you're working towards that 5K, 10K, or half, still happening. The price for that reason, we kept the same. For us, actually, this time it was a little bit more because, again, we included the full virtual membership. So I said in the last, it was about 176 for a new client. This time around, it was 189 for a new client, but they got the full 2 months of virtual for free. Anything you can think of, Megan, that I missed that is different with virtual?
Nope, nothing.
So again, here's the other thing that is really great about virtual, and something that has totally changed mine and Kristen and Megan's thoughts about Run Club. We used to require Sunday morning runs. You had to show up on Sunday mornings. Obviously, your kid's sick, whatever, but the commitment needed to be there for Sundays, and the commitment needed to be there to attend. It used to be a Tuesday night Strides 360 class. What Virtual Run Club has shown us in doing this is that moms can be just as successful with the proper accountability without having to show up on a Sunday morning. So moving forward, we are going to allow a mom to choose to stay virtual the entire time or to show up to those Sunday runs if she wants to. Megan can attest to the fact that this is our largest Run Club session we've ever had. So we have had fully supported run clubs that are between 18 to 25 moms. And that's our average. But 34 is 100% because of the virtual aspect. Our village is very big. We span about 45 miles, but Megan is only in one town. And so for those moms that live further away, they love Megan, they love the running, but a Sunday morning 45-minute drive just doesn't make sense. So now these moms can be part of virtual and feel like they're part of Run Club without having to have the expectation of being there on a Sunday morning. And then Megan can speak to the number of texts that she's gotten that a mom doesn't come to Run Club on a Sunday morning because she's tired and she wants to sleep in. So now that same mom can choose to never show up at 6:30, but post by 11 o'clock that she's ran. Here are just some Facebook post examples. A couple of you asked for this. So this is our social media manager. You know, she sometimes has, you know, articles included. Every Sunday is Sunday Run Day on our social media. And here's another one. Again, just with a nice little icon. And that's it, ladies. Unless Megan can think of something else that I forgot or that she forgot, please reach out to us. We are open books. We're happy to help. Again, please let me reiterate and let Megan assure you that our success did not happen overnight. This has been a work in progress. We started very small. We are humbled by how large we have gotten. But what we will tell you is that accountability goes a long way. As Megan said, we have a lot of veteran runners. I mean, we have runners who have run 5, 6, 7 marathons before and still choose to pay to be in Run Club because they love the camaraderie and the accountability. So, you know, if you're looking at this and you currently run Body Back Transformation, we absolutely are running Run Club like Body Back Transformation as far as an accountability standpoint. Nutrition stays completely out of it other than what, you know, our lane allows us to do with runners with nutrition. But knowing the success that Body Back has because of accountability, it only made sense to us as a team to do something very similar with our runners. And I'm sure Megan can speak to that being a lot of the reason for our success. So thank you so much, girls. Please let us know if you need anything, and we wish you lots of luck. Have a good day.
Thanks, ladies. Please reach out.
Stop recording.